It's April 1945, and in the skies over Germany, a battle is underway. This is not just a battle between Axis and Allies, but is also a clash of the technology of the age. In one corner is the pinnacle of the established technology of piston engines and propellers, the P-51 Mustang. Powered by a Packard Merlin engine, it had a top speed of 440 miles per hour, and with its external tanks, it has the range and capacity to escort American bombers all the way to Berlin and back. In the training manual called The Long Reach, it said, "Where the bombers go to bomb, the fighters go to protect them." In the other corner, the Germans have produced the technological marvel that is the Me-262. This is the dawn of the jet age, and the twin-engined 262 is the Luftwaffe's answer to the continuous bombing raids over the skies of Germany. The 262 could reach well over 600 miles per hour in a dive and could climb at an incredible 10 meters per second. General Major Adolf Galland described the experience as, "It felt as if angels were pushing." Armed with 4 30mm cannons and up to 24 rockets, it also had the destructive power needed to wreak havoc in the heavens. Coming in on a fast dive, they could inflict their firepower on the bombers and get away before the escorting fighters even had a chance to intercept. If the P-51s did intercept, they were forced to drop their external fuel tanks to give them a chance. This meant that, irrespective of the outcome of the chase, with minimal fuel, the P-51s would be forced to turn for home, leaving the bombers undefended for the Germans to pick off. But from 1944, it was stated that the first duty of the 8th Air Force fighters was no longer to bring the bombers back alive, but instead was to destroy German fighters. This led the P-51s to roam more offensively, which also led to some incredible engagements of P-51s versus Me-262s. When, on April 10th, 1945, over 1,200 bombers and 900 fighters from the 8th Air Force were over Germany, Lieutenant Walter Hagener was in one of 2 Me-262s from JG-7 sent to intercept. He describes the engagement as follows. "We received no instructions from the ground when airborne. Our task was merely to engage bombers over Berlin. Once above cloud at about 5,000 meters, I could see the bomber formation clearly at about 6,000 meters. I was flying about 550 kilometers per hour in a slight climb after them. Everything seemed to be going fine. In 3 to 4 minutes, we would be with the bombers. Then, as an experienced fighter pilot, I had the old tingling in the back of the neck feeling that perhaps enemy fighters were about. I had a good look around, and in front and above, I saw 6 Mustangs passing above me from almost head on. At first, I thought they had not seen me, and so I continued on. But just to be on the safe side, I glanced back one more, and it was a good thing for me that I did, because at that moment I saw the Mustangs diving down and curving round onto the pair of us. With the speed of their dive and the speed we had lost because of our climb, they stood a good chance catching us. Then they opened fire and tracer began to flash disconcertingly close to our aircraft. I opened my throttle fully and put my nose down a little to increase my own speed and resolved to outrun the enemy fighters. I did not attempt to throw them off of their aim. I knew the moment I turned, my speed would fall, and then they would have me. I told the Feldwebel on my left to keep going, but obviously he became scared because I noticed him weaving from side to side. Then he turned away to the left. It was just what the Mustang pilots wanted, and in no time they had broken off from me and were on to him. His aircraft received several hits, and I saw it go down and crash. My companion was unable to bail out. I kept an eye on the enemy fighters at 4,000 meters and watched them reform and turn around to fly westwards for home. Feeling vengeful, I decided to have a go at them. I rapidly closed in on them from behind, but at a range of about 500 meters, the Mustang leader started rocking his wings, and I knew that I had been seen. If I continued, I knew that the enemy fighters would probably split up into 2 and curve round from either side onto my tail, so I resolved to strike first. I loosed off all 24 of the R-4M rockets under my wings, straight at the enemy fighters, and I was very lucky. I hit 2 of them, and they went down, out of control. This time, I had plenty of speed, and had little trouble in avoiding the fire from their companions. Almost out of fuel coming into land at Curtin Airfield, he was targeted again by P-51s. Forced to put his plane in a tight curving approach, the Mustangs scattered, assuming he was coming in for an attack. He managed to quickly put the bird down before the Mustangs started strafing the airfield. The end of his account on that day states, "Fortunately for me, the flak defenses were still on their toes, and I was not hit." By early May 1945, the Allies owned the skies, and the last few Me-262s sat waiting on the runways, awaiting capture from the Allied ground troops, their technology to be studied and used in the upcoming Cold War. Most of our viewers are not subscribers. Please subscribe to support the channel. We recommend the excellent book Me-262 vs. P-51 Mustang by Robert Forsyth to find out more on these incredible duels and clashes of technology. Please let us know what other stories you would like us to cover. Thank you.